Everybody, welcome back to the channel. Sunday morning, a bit brisk and windy here in Central Virginia. Did a tune-up on the van last night. I wanted to take her out and see how she does. Everything is sounding really, really good. I also had a slight issue Friday on the way home from work. You know, the reservoir, the overflow reservoir for your coolant, you know, has that little tube, hence overflow. And if for some reason it gets too hot, instead of you know, causing, you know, damage to the coolant system, since it's pressurized, it's going to go ahead and vent that little bit of coolant. Well, Friday when I came home, it was not the first time that I had driven her, obviously, and it was not the warmest day that I had driven her. But for some reason, when I pulled into the garage, I found a very small puddle of coolant on the floor coming out of the tube. So I got on one of the Sambar groups and I asked, hey, this is kind of weird, what's going on? And James from OK Garage and a few other people pretty much said the same thing. They're like, hey, it might be time to change your radiator cap. The radiator cap is going bad and it's not venting properly. It's not allowing the pressure to escape. It's going to back up into the system. It makes sense. So I'll get one of those and see what happens. And I noticed that when I checked the reservoir, there's an F for full and an L for low. Well, it's always at full, which is where it should be when it's cold. But when I got home, it had risen quite a bit, and it was actually like near the neck of the reservoir, well within range of the overflow tube, which is fine. So took off the radiator cap, checked for any gunk. And I don't think I've ever removed it other than just to check the fluid a couple times. I don't know, maybe a piece of gunk got in it. The O-ring looks pretty good. The spring looks pretty good, but I'll go ahead and replace it just to be on the safe side. That's basically the first thing to check and the first thing to change before you get a little deep in the weeds. It's kind of like when your O2 sensor goes off on your car. The first thing you want to do is go ahead and get some gas, fill up with gas. Obviously, take off your gas cap and then go ahead and fill it back up. And 9 times out of 10, that takes care of the issue. So speaking of the OK Garage, when I did the tune-up yesterday, I got all my pieces and parts from Kevin. Kevin, I keep wanting to call him Kevin. I have no idea. He must look like a Kevin. James, maybe his name's James Kevin. I don't know. From James at the OK Garage, and watch one of his videos. His videos are fantastic. Explains everything step by step, the good and the bad. Hey, you know, this is kind of cool. Make sure you do this. Watch out for this. This is very simple. This is a little more complicated. You might want to take off this little piece because it's going to be difficult to get to that little piece. Very, very informative. And I need to dig through his videos and see if he has any videos on like the supercharger, the oil in the supercharger, how to service the supercharger, and front and rear differential, you know, the other sort of fluids that go with four-wheel drive vehicles. So, all right, folks, thanks for listening, and I will see you on the next video. I'm here at the store.